So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are and whatever time you're watching this. My name is Dr. Jill Barham, and I am conducting a series of conversations with members of the Wellbeing Group from Paul Green's Buscombe community. And today I have a very special person who is one of the co-hosts of our Wellbeing Group in Northamptonshire. So, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello world. My name's Bob Allen. I'm an osteopath, strength and flexibility coach, and a Targo instructor, and I fix people for a living.
What a wonderful thing to be able to do. Okay, so Bob, before you kind of get into all of the various treatments and things that you do, would you just help us to understand a little bit about who your target audience is at the moment? What clients? I know that you help a variety of different people, but who are you particularly looking to help at the moment?
Well, I mean, the sort of people that I tend to get very good results with are people with sort of fairly complex problems. They're usually musculoskeletal, sort of like joint or muscle related, but it can be an ankle, a knee, low back pain, shoulder pain. They've been through a number of different interventions. They may be under charge of a consultant or GP. Lots of medications, tried lots of different approaches, and not really had particularly good results. That tends to be because people tend to look at individual problems rather than treating the whole. I tend to try and treat the whole.
Yes. So those people, how are they generally feeling when they get to you? By the time they get to your door,
generally, they've been in pain for a while. They've had to kind of change their activities because they can't do the things they enjoy doing because they're in pain. Like I said, they've kind of gone the NHS routes. They've been to the GP. You sometimes referred on to a consultant, and they've not had very good results. One of the biggest things I find is that where they've been through that whole chain of events, they still don't actually know what's wrong with them.
Yeah, because there's no kind of joined up approach.
No, because there's no joined up approach. Exactly
that holistic approach. So somebody like that, what effect is that kind of thing having on their life, would you say, in your experience?
Well, typically, if it's been going on for a while, one of the things that as human beings we're very good at is adapting to pain and adapting to adverse conditions. So if sitting in a certain way, it was really uncomfortable, you'll sit in a different way. But then and that will ease that little problem. But then by sitting in a different way, you can introduce other problems because some muscles are working too hard, some joints are not quite in the right position, and eventually you run out of different positions to sit in or different ways to move, and you just stop doing that activity. So the more pain you're in, the less likely you are to go out and do something about it. And also it's fairly common that being in severe pain, whatever's the cause, they can, depression can be one of the problems that they face. And then particularly when they're used to being active, older, and if they're runners, for example, runners quite a unique group, but runners like to run. I also see a few dog walkers, and again, dog walking is almost therapy, and if they can't do that, then they're not happy.
So tell us then, Bob, a little bit about the interventions that you use to kind of fix people, as you describe it.
Yeah, I mean, basically, when somebody comes in to see me, I do one of the things that, as you pointed out earlier on, one of the things that doesn't happen, particularly with complex cases, is that nobody gets a full history. So rather than, if you come in with an ankle problem, rather than focus on the ankle, I'll focus on understanding how you got to where you are. Like I said, there was one particular case where it was a knee injury, but having been through the whole medical profession, it came to me, and I resolved that in 2 treatments because it wasn't a complex problem. It's just that the people were looking at it in a complex way. So sometimes it can be a few interventions, but sometimes it can be fairly simple.
Yeah. So what sort of difference then are you able to kind of create for your clients once they've been there for 2 sessions or however many sessions? What is the outcome generally for your clients?
Generally, the outcome is they're in less pain, they're moving better, because part of what I do, I do use exercises as part of the treatment approach, and so it's not just a case of resolving the problem, but like I said, it's also a case of making sure that putting things in place so it doesn't come back.
Yeah.
So as well as hands-on treatment, it'll also be, people will also get homework, they'll get exercises to do, which will reinforce the treatment, because I only see them once a week, once a fortnight, once a month.
Yeah.
So the more I can give them, and it's also about empowering the client to actually fix their own problem.
Yeah.
You know,
The self-care. And in my
yeah.
experience as well, you know, when you're in pain, it's very frightening, very scary. And
Yes.
so actually having somebody like you who takes this holistic approach and is able to empower people to, you know, do those exercises or whatever those interventions are, it means that you're back in control. Because I think, you know, pain is usually about feeling out of control, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
So once
And
you're
it's all,
able to help people to understand why this has happened,
yeah.
how you can help them, and then how they can help themselves, it takes that fear away. And actually that presumably, well, I know from personal experience from years ago, that was able to lift the depression, because I thought I was sentenced to a life in a wheelchair. You know, that's all I could see, because the medical profession had said, I can't help you. But also all of a sudden there was hope, and there was, actually this can be managed.
Yeah, exactly that. So I found that I can make a difference just by explaining to someone why they're in pain. Because like I said, a lot of people come to me and they've got low back pain. Well, okay, you've got low back pain, but why?
Yeah.
And that's the thing, you know, as soon as you can give people a reason for why they're in pain, then that can make a massive difference on its own.
Yeah.
And again, I saw somebody recently, and they were, because it can be very, very severe pain. Okay, you're in very severe pain, but the back being quite a crucial part of your body, the spinal column, small injuries can be incredibly painful, but actually they're quite small injuries. So once people understand that, yes, it's very painful, but that's just the defense mechanism for your body.
Yeah.
You haven't actually caused a lot of damage. You're not actually, it's quite rare that it is a serious problem. It's very rare.
Yeah.
You know, and you can go about your daily activities. Yes, it can be uncomfortable. Don't go beyond the level of discomfort, but you can get back to doing what you were doing before.
Yeah.
You know, and that can make a massive difference on its own.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you very much. And just to reiterate that we meet on the third Monday of the month.
We do.
At 9:30 till 11. And we meet where? At
Delafrey Golf Club.
Delafrey Golf Centre, I think it's called,
Golf
isn't it?
Centre. Sorry, Delafrey Golf Centre. If you don't like golf, then but yes, once a month.
Maybe not for the next couple of months. I think we might be meeting virtually.
I suspect that's likely to happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it'll still be fun. That's important.
Yeah, absolutely. We always have a really nice time, and you know, we have a great vibe, don't we?
We do. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, well, thank you very much for today, and we look forward to welcoming you to one of our BuzzCom meetings very soon.
We do. Right. Thanks, Jill.